穿越人群的文体新剧情。好的，那接下来马上要进行双方球员介绍及出场仪式。首先要为大家介绍的是今天的客队。
Coming to you live from the Foshan International Sports and Cultural Center, a state-of-the-art stadium. Here in China, it's going to be a battle between two teams who are coming off of 3 game skids. The Macau Black Bears and the Wolf Warriors, they head into this game hoping to finally snap that slump that they've been stuck in. The Black Bears currently holding a 6-5 record, but coming off of a heartbreaking 106-99 loss against the defending champion San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And as for the Wolf Warriors, after winning their first game, getting their first win of the ABO season against the CLS Knights, they dropped 3 straight, the latest of which was an 89-83 loss against the Malaysia West Ports Dragons. Before we dive into a deeper discussion of this ball game, let's meet the players from both squads.
Number 32, Suhi. Number 33, Li Chu. And number 42, Jess Patterson. The head coach for the Wolf Warriors is Matt Skillman. His assistant is Kim Lyle.
好的，为现场的兄弟朋友们，接下来请最热烈的掌声欢迎今天的球队澳门黑熊。第1号Number 1，安东尼·塔克。And now the soldier of Macau Black Bears. Number 1, Anthony Tucker. 6号Number 6，骆永宪。Number 6，吕永胜。8号Number 8，瑞安·沃特金斯。Number 8， Ryan Watkins。10号Number 10，麦克麦基尼。Number 10， Ryan McKinney。11号Number 11，林家栋。Number 11， Ryan Cole。14号Number 14，马云凯。Number 14， Kane Wong。15号Number 15，于一阳。Number 15， Nathan Liu。20号Number 20，金德伟。Number 20， Derek King。21号Number 21，袁金志。Number 21， 欧康旭。25号Number 25，刘启豪。Number 25， 刘思浩。27号Number 27，刘展坤。Number 27， 刘三克。48号Number 48，刘劲邦。And Number 48， 老双炮。助理教练马贝尔斯·菲士希尔，主教练傅建新。
Head coach for the Macau Black Bears is Wu Johnson. His assistant is Matthias Fisher.
请双方球员握手致意。
Calling shots tonight for the Macau Black Bears is
On your screens are the players representing Macau and the Wolf Warriors. And there are going to be names and faces that will not be available for this game, for both teams actually. For the Wolf Warriors, Mike Taylor will not be suiting up because of issues on his knee. But that guy, Tez Patterson, will be a new face for the squad, replacing Eddie Curry as one of the imports to the Wolf Warriors. Patterson recently had a stint in Romania, and he graduated from Alabama State University, now playing for his 10th country in international basketball. On the other side, the face that will not be available for the Macau Black Bears is their head coach, Mu Jin Chan, who has been suspended 1 game after getting called for his 5th technical foul of the ABL season. Well, you know, this game is going to be very important for these 2 squads as they try to, as we said, break that slump. It's important, you know, when you're having a tough time, when things are not going your way, to be reminded that you are capable of winning. That's what these 2 teams are trying to prove here inside the extremely beautiful Foshan International Sports and Cultural Center. We're a few moments from tip-off, and the players that we're definitely going to take a look at here in this game, for sure, for the Macau Black Bears, the imports, Ryan Watkins, Anthony Tucker, and Mike McKinney. 3 guys have been leading the way for their team since the beginning of this ABL season. You see there, McKinney, he had a spectacular performance against San Miguel Alab, Pilipinas, but that just wasn't enough for them to get that win in the Philippines. But those guys got a lot of help from UZ Howe and Nathan Yu also stepped up, stroking a lot of 3s in that match. Now for the Wolf Warriors, they have been looking for that formula that can get them a win, and they just haven't stumbled upon it yet. Now 1-11 in the 9th season of the ABL. Will this be the game that they finally rise to greatness? That's what we're trying to find out. Starters walking over to the middle of the court. One apparent advantage of the Macau Black Bears is that they have a healthier lineup with all 3 of their imports ready to play here today. It's going to be up to Patterson and Mike Bell to find a way to neutralize the height advantages, size and a bit of skill advantage too for the Macau Black Bears, but you can never count out a team here in the 9th season of the ABL. We've seen crazy upsets, dramatic, spectacular finishes. We could be in for another one here today. It's actually a loaded game day in your ASEAN Basketball League. 5 games will be going on today. Here we go, Tucker, met by Bell. It's going to be interesting to see the defensive matchups put on by the Wolf Warriors. Well, that time there was nobody who was making that shot difficult for McKinney. He knocks that down. Let's see here, Patterson going to Kai Chen, one of the most impressive locals here in the 9th season of the ABL. Misses his first shot. But check that. It wasn't Kai Chen that time, but here's Lai Katong from the corner, drills the 3. The Wolf Warriors with the offensive now. Bell swinging that basketball. CC being denied. They had to swing it out. Chris Shentu setting up the play. 5 seconds on their shot clock. Shentu trying to break his defender down. Well defended. It was even rejected that time on his layup. Tucker, out to you. Had a lot of 3s against San Miguel Alab, Pilipinas. Couldn't get his first 3. McKinney will try to get his second. Unsuccessful. It is Patterson with his first touch of that basketball. He'll also take that ball down. Ball reversal for the Wolf Warriors. 12 on the shot clock. Inside they go. The swing out. Shen loses it. The interior defense of Macau, solid so far. However, they turn the ball over as well on their side of the floor. Coach Mu Jianshin not available as he was suspended again after committing his 5th technical foul. Let's see how his Black Bears will be able to operate without him. Shentu A lot of time being taken away from the shot clock of the Wolf Warriors. And the ball also taken away by Macau. Tucker, always so steady, always so in control. Nathan Yu from deep knocks down his first three of the game. Look at that, all three field goals of the Black Bears coming from deep, and finally the first one for the Wolf Warriors. It's a deuce, but the Wolf Warriors will take that. Tez Patterson with his first bucket in the ABL. McKinney looking for Watkins, matched up against Bell. Ryan, beautiful move, not the result he was gunning for. Patterson again, trying to take it strong. Tez was fouled on his way, and he will take a pair of free throws. Wolf Warriors getting a chance to reset their offense. Down by 7. Patterson, he actually described himself earlier, and when we were talking before the game began, that he's more of a shooter, but made sure that I knew that that wasn't the only thing that he could do. Tucker, kick out to McKinney, open again, decides against the three. Mike McKinney, the floater over the defense of the Wolf Warriors. And just like that, it's a 9-point lead for the Black Bears. Liu, now with Shentu. Liu was given some space, he couldn't knock the three ball down. Off to the side of the Black Bears, McKinney, he gets some space. Nope, Watkins with the board though. Average is about 15 rebounds per game. Was held to a lowly total in their last game, but that's largely because he was matched up against PJ Ramos. Watkins, another board for him, the hard worker. And Ryan Watkins gets the putback. First double-digit advantage of the game, and it belongs to the Black Bears. CC hasn't made a shot before that. Finally gets on the board and gets the 4th point of the Warriors. Tucker blowing by the defense. Easy does it. Anthony Tucker, he's unlike most guards in this generation. You won't see him beat his defender with athleticism. But it has been a spectacular show for him as well. Once a world import in the ABL, look at him. It looks so easy when it's Anthony Tucker pulling out a move, and you know, he may be doing it in a different way compared to other explosive guards, but he gets the job done. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Chen, no, tapped out, taken by Macau. 11-point lead for the Black Bears. Tucker, this is from deep. Oh, what a pass there. Patterson getting away from the defense of the Black Bears. McKinney owning up to that mistake. Also good recognition. Spotting the open Tez Patterson. 4 points so far in his first game in the ABL. McKinney, the crossover, always so lethal on the move. Mike McKinney trying to get away, almost working a miracle there. He's still lucky though, because Bell could not take control of that rebound, and so it goes back to the Macau Black Bears. Mike McKinney shaking his head. Look at that pass from Liu. A heads-up play, spotting Patterson, and you gotta give it up to Tez. Just sprinting down the floor. Watkins! And that's the big thing about Ryan Watkins. A center, a big man who can knock it down from deep. Always a big, big addition. Liu going to the corner, Mike Bell. Bell, now nothing there. McKinney working. Mike McKinney hesitated. He got the space initially. Well, no problem. He still gets the job done. "14-point lead for the Macau Black Bears. The Warriors are really struggling from the field right now. Mike Bell going to the other side. Oh, he gets that reverse, hoping to breathe some life to the Wolf Warriors. Mike Bell has long been depended on by this team, and with the changes of imports, it has been Bell who has stayed consistent, constant on that lineup. His production also very important to his squad. They're trailing by 12 though with 3:27 left in the first period. We'll be back with more of your ABL.
Driver under control, it's fine. Okay? Good. Okay, next offense now one time for Mike, alright? Mike, you are here 2, 1. He will pass to you and give you a screen. And I want that you change the angle.
Transition, that's somebody else.
Transition, it might be cross, it might be a cross.
I gotta get somebody else. And we gotta just talk. If all you do is communicate, you communicate, we're fine.
No,
we gotta communicate.
You are here, right? 4 and 5, the same side. Let's go. And run. Hey, they look very bad. Run. Let's go. Black Bears.
Back with us in the 9th season of the ABL Jutsu with Noel Zarate here.
Yes, sir.
From Foshan, China. And we are inside a wonderful stadium.
Oh, yes.
I was overwhelmed when I first stepped into this building.
This is such a world-class facility right here. You know, you could have like a Mariah Carey concert right here while the game's going on, but it is so phenomenal to have a building like this, and lucky for the Black Bears.
Absolutely. And lucky for the fans who are in attendance, but wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us. Macau Black Bears up by 11 after Bell completed that three-point play. Watkins looking to attack him. Ryan Watkins. I'm sure Ryan Watkins is enjoying this matchup, even though Mike Bell is obviously a tough player as well. But at least he's not up against a 7'3" PJ Ramos.
Well, at least you're absolutely right. But you know what? For the Macau Black Bears, they are coming to this game very steamed after losing their first two, losing their first at home. They want to make sure that doesn't happen here again today.
Mike McKinney helping their cause, but could not get that floater. I was talking to Anthony Tucker before the game, asking him is there anything that's going wrong for you guys? But he just attributes it to something that really happens in a long regular season.
That's true. You know, you do lose, but losing 2 in a row and then losing your first at home, that's got to sting. But we have a saying in sports, Jet, you have a very, very short memory to be successful. And I think with the score that we're having right now, the Macau Black Bears do have a short memory.
No doubt about that. Tucker, not a lot of time left. King, he missed the earlier three-point attempt, got that pass back. You have to love shooters who are not bothered by misses. There are players misses their first shot and they shy away from taking another one.
That's true.
Derek King knew that was his shot and he drew the foul on CC.
And King and the rest of the locals know that they need to help out guys like Mike McKinney, Ryan Watkins, and of course Anthony Tucker if they want to be successful in their run. They had a very good start, especially when they started playing here at home. And this home venue is just a phenomenal home venue. You'd be inspired. And for the Wolf Warriors, well, they need to dig deep in this one. These are 3 free throws that they're just giving away. And, you know, they need to find that kind of cohesion. What gave them that win against the CLS Knights? They have to look forward to this one. I mean, 2019 has not been kind to the Wolf Warriors so far.
Absolutely. 1-11, but they're making changes to that lineup. As we mentioned earlier, Eddie Curry no longer part of that roster. Eddie Curry was being bothered by a groin injury, and he tried to play through it, but eventually, it just didn't work. But what's been working is Kai Chen.
Yeah.
Would you call him the most impressive local of this season so far?
I would think he would be up there right now. Actually, his name is pronounced Kai Chen, just so that the fans know. This is a good run here for the Wolf Warriors. They just don't want to be, plastered on the floor here in the first quarter. You got to show some fight. But with this unit on the floor, John, I believe that the speed factor could work for them in this game.
The Black Bears on the move now. King again from that spot. He'll keep taking those jumpers if the Wolf Warriors give him that. Look at that explosion to the basket.
And Ma's got that in his arsenal. And he is just going to have a field day if they're going to play that kind of defense on him.
Ma just blowing by his defender. Here come the Wolf Warriors. Liu backing down a smaller defender. Back to Liu. Corner three, no good. Patterson with a board, but taken away by the gritty Ma. The Black Bears on the run. Derek King. He made that more difficult than it had to be, but he'll take the result.
It feels like the circus is in town here.
And we're just seeing up and down basketball between these two teams.
And that's going to favor Anthony Tucker. He doesn't even have to touch the ball right now for his team to be effective. They are up 11, but they can't relax. The Wolf Warriors are sort of getting into the rhythm as well.
Tucker. Leung in front of him. Tucker dancing. Involves his teammates. Ma was stripped. And that's going to be the fourth. Yeah. Sorry, this is the second team foul.
Yes, it is.
On the Wolf Warriors. Take a look at this. Derek King. Three-pointer is not working? Okay, I'll take it strong to the basket.
As I was asking if the circus was in town, because that was an acrobat in action right there for the Macau Black Bears. They need to be inspired here at home. They did lose their first home game, but after 2 straight losses, there's nowhere else but up. And, you have the Wolf Warriors struggling. Perfect matchup to try to bounce back.
Tucker, 5 seconds left on the game clock. Watkins, he has that jumper, and that's exactly what he shows. Closing the first period, giving his Macau Black Bears a 13-point lead. The Wolf Warriors, however, showing a lot of fight. They're going to have to do more to get back in this game. The Macau Black Bears up by 13 right now, 29-16. We're still inside this beautiful Foshan International Sports and Cultural Center, which I believe will soon be home of the FIBA World Cup.
Wow, and it's perfect venue. I wish you guys could see what we're seeing here. It is I believe you can seat about, what, 10,000, maybe 12,000 people in this venue, 15.
Yeah, that's the capacity of this stadium.
And, you know, I have to correct myself. I said back-to-back losses for the Black Bears. They're actually on a 3-game skid right now, and they are looking good after that first quarter performance, Judd.
Mike Bell trying to help his team get back. Well, it's really the start of the Macau Black Bears that brought a lot of problems to the Wolf Warriors. Macau started the game with a 9-0 run. Here they are again. Backdoor. Reversal of roles there as Watkins was the one lobbing it to Tucker. Wolf Warriors now on the offensive. Liu from outside. He's been looking for that jumper, and he gets that to go.
And this unit on the floor right now, positionless basketball, if I may say. There's no true center, there's no true point guard in there. I believe Coach Matt Skillman will want to make them flow into their offense, and that jumper was an indication of that.
Jenny Leung has the tough task of trying to stop Anthony Tucker, and he's doing his best to bother the main man of the Black Bears. They get called for double fouls on that collision.
It's going to take a lot to get into the head of Anthony Tucker. He's the consummate pro. He knows exactly what it takes to win. They just haven't been fortunate in their last 3 games.
You'll see it here.
Well, he gave one and gave one back.
Here's Tucker again. Going to Watkins this time. From outside, that's the second three-pointer of the big man of the Black Bears.
It's like Ryan Watkins been working with Anthony Tucker and Mike McKinney during their practices. That's a great stroke from the outside.
Watkins, a new addition to this team, as Tucker and McKinney were already running mates last season.
That's true.
Still playing for the Chongson Kung Fu. Here's Tucker, ever so composed. Look at that pass. But there was miscommunication. The Black Bears were unsure if that pass was intended to Tucker or Ma. Turnover. And Ma makes it back-to-back errors, if you can call it that, as he commits a foul in the backcourt.
Well, he's going to be taking a seat here for now, but you know, he did do a pretty good job in that first quarter, and just a very little rest here for Chai Chen. He's coming back into the game for the Wolf Warriors.
Chai Chen currently has 4 points. You expect him to come up with many more, as well as that man, Tez Patterson, drilling in his first three-pointer of the game, of his ABL career.
That's true.
And he trims the deficit down to 10 points, 32-22 with 8:21 remaining in the first half.
Okay, we know, we know that they have a little bit rhythm. Doesn't matter who it is. We just don't want that they shoot and get their threes. Okay, 42-21. We know that they are pure shooters from the top. Okay?
Hey, let's get Mike or CC in 3 in the pick and pop. Whichever one. So we come over here to Taz. CC comes and set it.
We're just going out because these are 2 easy points. Okay? Especially when you pop. Then you hear a hard backdoor pass, bounce pass.
Okay, hey fellas, let's go. We're ready. Yeah, let's go, fellas.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Liu Shu, one of the new faces of the Wolf Warriors, he's trying to team up with Chai Chen to be able to get the Wolf Warriors to their winning track. And well, you know, it's an extended season compared to the ABL seasons that we've had before. Now we're playing 26 games in the regular season. That gives some time, a bit of an opening for the Wolf Warriors to maybe get back if they find that formula.
And of course, you know, you're playing a lot of games as well. You know, finding the formula has to be done like an on-the-job training as well for some of these youngsters. And without Eddie Curry, you're missing 12 points, 7 rebounds a game with that groin injury. There's no true rim protector once again for the Wolf Warriors.
Ryan Watkins having a field day. Glass cleaning today. Chai. Cross court to Leung. Corner 3. Rims out. Battle for the board. You know, with no Eddie Curry, the Wolf Warriors, the height of their roster really dropped down. Miguel about 6'9", having to play that center position.
That's true. But again, you know, they're also missing the services of, you know, Mike Taylor was brought in, NBA veteran, down with a knee injury. And it's not a good situation to be in right now if you're the Wolf Warriors, especially with Anthony Tucker trying to tear up the defense. But for the Macau Black Bears, you know, talking about their last 3 games, the first one was a surprising one. That was the loss to the CLS Knights. That actually started that 3-game winning streak for CLS.
But at the same time, you know, the reason really, it was surprising, especially because CLS had 22 three-pointers in that game. An ABL record.
Yeah, and then they follow that up with 18 in their next matchup against the Formosa Dreamers, which they also won. And against Hong Kong was stinging from a loss, so it took it out on them. Pilipinas also came off a loss and just took it out on them as well. So for the Macau Black Bears, you know, it's a game of bullying right now, I would think. And if you use some kind of twisted logic, the only win the Wolf Warriors actually got this season was against the CLS Knights. But the CLS Knights beat the Macau Black Bears. Ergo, if you use the twisted logic, the Wolf Warriors can't beat the Macau Black Bears, but they're going to have to do a lot more to give up 14 points.
Right now, the ABL in its 9th season is a toss-up, and Anthony Tucker said it before this game began. You know, with the rule change and all the developments that has happened in the league, it just made the competition much tougher and has evened out the playing field. Shentu wild on that attempt. Another rebound for Watkins.
He's got to tire himself out just getting rebounds. There it is again.
How did he get there? he just threw that full-court pass, and suddenly he was there for the offensive board, allowing McKinney to get another 3.
And you got to give the assist as well to Ryan Watkins. They're just zoning the Wolf Warriors right now, you know, trying to dare them to beat them from the outside. It's not been happening. They did have a good start to this second period, but that's about it.
Bell using the glass.
He's a 36-year-old veteran. You need some points to go to him, but he can't be him and him alone.
No doubt about that. There's going to need to be a lot of contributors for the Wolf Warriors. Tucker hasn't exactly been scoring, but he does have 7 assists. Nathan Yu looking for his stroke.
They love this building. They love this building, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you had a building this beautiful, you'd probably be shooting that beautiful as well if you're the home team. This is the largest lead of the game right now, Jeff.
Absolutely, and Nathan Yu following up that performance against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the Wolf Warriors cannot get anything. Bell, even a jumper that he usually makes.
That's just a frustration foul there from Chris Shentu. They were trying everything they could with the limited resources that they had on the floor. But what the Macau Black Bears did right that time was not allow Chai Chen to receive the ball. He was posting up. Everybody got to touch the ball except Chai Chen. That's got to be very frustrating because that's where they want to center their offense on.
If you're the Wolf Warriors, how do you like Shentu trying to initiate things on his own? Because those look like forced attempts, but you gotta stir the defense up somehow.
That's right. Well, they gotta play defense as well. Underneath, they're just giving up some easy baskets. The Wolf Warriors are. But Chris Shentu, you know him, he's an energy guy. The moment he's on the floor, you know, the energy goes up. I'm not quite sure about that one. They drew that one up, but they'll take it. For Chris Shentu, if he keeps his head in the game, he'll be very effective.
Or maybe that's more of the shots that he should take. McKinney against Patterson has the speed advantage as well as the shiftiness.
They need a rim protector. Somebody's got to step up and say, all right, I'll control the rim. I'll sacrifice my offense right now. At this moment, it's a field day inside.
You know, one of the things the Macau Black Bears identifies as a reason for the 3 straight losses they suffered is their defense. they give up 100 points per game.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that Anthony Tucker wants and hopes to see go down.
Well,
they usually beat their opponents with offense, as you see Mike McKinney. For many people, that's a highlight. That's a surprising move. For Mike McKinney, it's just one of the many things that he does on the court.
No, but going back, it's a great drive there by Mike Bell, but going back to what Anthony Tucker was saying, you're right, you know, they are one of the top scoring teams in the league, but at the same time, they're also being scouted, so they need to come up with some kind of defense to balance things out. They can't keep on outscoring their opponents as evidenced by their last 3 losses.
McKinney to Tucker. The offense of the Macau Black Bears flowing oh so smoothly.
Somebody has to protect the rim. Protecting the interior is one thing, but protecting the rim from easy layups, somebody has to step up.
19-point lead for the Black Bears. Bell looking to trim it. Couldn't do so. Ball says Macau basketball. As we see Yan Shu checking in for the first time in this game. He usually comes in earlier.
Yeah. Well, again, they sort of need some offensive spark as well right now. So they're not really playing zone yet. That could help them with the interior. They're still going man-to-man.
Shen 2 with a deflection. Ball will stay with Macau with 12 seconds on the shot clock. 3:46 remaining in the second quarter. So far, the first half, save for some blitzes from the Wolf Warriors, it has belonged to the Black Bears because of plays like that.
Well, the Wolf Warriors actually forced the Black Bears to call the first timeout of this period. But after that timeout, looks like everybody settled down. And how about the shooter's bounce, the home court bounce from Ryan Watkins.
So they credit it to Watkins. I was waiting if they're going to give it to Tucker for the tip. But Watkins, wow.
Watkins prayed to 14 Saints for that one to drop in.
He didn't want anyone else to have a rebound.
That's true.
Tucker goes to the corner. King from deep, no. Chai with the board.
You got to sacrifice these outside shots to try and protect the rim from guys like Ryan Watkins. It's a choice of 2 evils right now for the Wolf Warriors.
Yan getting away. The floater is good. Immediate offense for that guy.
And they also got to realize that Ryan Watkins is not really a legitimate rim protector, although he is big. So they can start attacking there as well. But the way the Macau Black Bears are playing zone is pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lai. Oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
The Black Bears are just schooling the Wolf Warriors here in the first half. 22-point lead, Judd.
Shen 2 again attacking, drawing the foul this time. And you love the aggressiveness, but again, it's a lot of one-on-one basketball for the side of the Wolf Warriors. And we're not just talking about Shen 2. Even when they feed their imports, particularly Mike Bell, it has been isolation basketball. And that's in contrast to what we're seeing from the Black Bears swinging that basketball until they saw that open look for Lai.
And remember, the last time you mentioned the name of Tez Patterson, he hit a 3. We haven't mentioned his name in the past, what, 4 or 5 offensive thrusts. He hasn't been getting the ball. He hasn't been asking for the ball as well. Now, it's one thing to try and, you know, figure out what the offensive flow is, but you also got to stay aggressive.
Those were his only 3 points in the second quarter. Tucker. Yan assigned on him. Liu Zihao had a good game against Alab Pilipinas, but Macau just not getting the win. Tucker going inside, leaving it for Lai. Lai just hesitated. And I'm sure Tucker will encourage his teammate. That's what he always does. But I'm sure at the back of his head, I wanted that assist.
That was like a Curly Neal assist if you want to go back to the Harlem Globetrotters. No look drop pass. But you know, the Black Bears, look at this. No misses from 3-point range yet from Lai Katong. And he makes his first free throw as well. They're getting some open looks and they're getting confident as well because Anthony Tucker is just finding everybody. Anthony Tucker is not yet perspiring. That's an indication of how his game is going today.
And Lai just banked that free throw in. Also shows you how much luck is also going to the side of the Black Bears as Patterson muscles his way from deep. Credit that pass to Chai.
Well, Tez Patterson, actually, if he does play well, can cancel out Mike McKinney. So he's got to put in more effort than what we're seeing from him right now.
King finally sees his shot fall through.
And the words of Ronaldo Blackman, confidence, baby. That's exactly what we're seeing now from the Macau Black Bears from all areas of the floor.
There's going to be a timeout on the floor. The Macau Black Bears, their lead has grown to 23 points. A minute and 23 remaining in the second quarter. We have a timeout. We'll be back with more of your ABL Season 9.
Only when they switch, cut, layup.
Okay. Two guys over here. You got them both. You got to get to the first guy. We got to run to the next guy out of it. Once we head, we got to get back.
We have 123. Good finish. That they know. Hey, no way that they can do here something. Yeah.
Yep. Let's go.
There has been a lot of three-pointers from the side of the Macau Black Bears. And the reason for that also, Noel, is their superior ball movement. A lot of those threes came from assists.
And of course, the establishment of Ryan Watkins, both inside and outside. Now the defense of the Wolf Warriors has to start guessing who's going to be open. And when they swing the ball over, the defense is so far away that it's such an open look that it's a crime to miss it.
That's right. Although Yan Shu not even getting his free throws to fall.
Anthony Tucker's asking one of our referees about something. So is Mike McKinney.
No, referees will convene and talk about things. Bit of some stoppage here. I saw Tucker motioning a technical foul. I'm just not sure what he's asking at this point, but they're comfortably up by 23 points, 58-35.
And another thing, you know, with the unit of the Wolf Warriors on the floor and even on the bench, the only vocal leader they have is Matt Skillman. There is no true vocal leader on the floor. I don't know if Mike Taylor is going to be back anytime soon, but everybody looks a little quiet.
We have another stoppage. Oh, substitution.
Substitution time, yeah.
Leung will be checking in for Tez Patterson. Patterson has not had a single practice with the Wolf Warriors.
And it shows
he just
too.
walks in. And it's the job of an import, actually. It really happens for them when they get called up. Tucker going to lie. Count another assist for the Macau Black Bears.
Going back to your point about imports being you, I remember the first game of Justin Brownlee last year with San Miguel, Alab, Pilipinas. He actually joined midstream. So I was asking him, what are you going to do? You haven't had any practices with them? You don't really know them much? I'm just going to go horns all the time. You're going to see a lot of horns. That's the only way they're going to figure things out. And they did eventually. They won a championship too.
A lot of basketball stems from pick and rolls, and
yes,
you know, it's the most basic of plays, but effective. Here's Tucker. Hesitation there. He gets shy and uses his speed to blow by the big man.
Likes that matchup. Chai Chen picked him up on the switch, and he knew that Chai Chen's gonna have a problem keeping up with him. Easy reverse that time for Tucker.
He just makes everything look so easy. Wolf Warriors. Shentu asking for a pick. Shentu puts it up, misses. McKinney with the board. A chance for the Black Bears to put the punctuation mark on the second period. Mike They give him some space. Shy left in the rear view mirror. King to beat the buzzer. Money on the three.
Why are you not surprised that shot went down? The way they're just distributing the ball, the way McKinney, Tucker, and Watkins are trusting their teammates, it's starting to pay off right now in a very big way. How about 65 first half points over a span of 20 minutes for the home team, the Macau Black Bears? This is a spanking.
You got 4 players scoring in double digits already, and a couple more knocking on that door. 36 big points in that second period, and that's why the Macau Black Bears hold a 29-point lead here at the half.
在这里，展示我们公屏小学小朋友们非常精彩的表演。
2
場遊戲啊 ，Summer House 嘅投籃遊戲嘅環節啦。咁啊，我哋啱啱朋友咧係嚟到我哋呢個咧係我哋呢個嘅現金券啊。好啦，有請記者嚟領單啊！我哋音樂上嚟細聲少少。係啦，遊戲規則好簡單啊，每人2次機會，一個球。 冇試射啦，射籃嗰剎那唔可以超過呢條中線。入到嘅話可以助跑，總之你唔好過啦。入到嘅話，可以有5000蚊嘅代金券。好 OK， 每人2次機會。OK， 好啦，排好隊先，邊個先嚟？2次，我第一次好。 可以助跑啊！你隨便你啊！你咁樣唔助跑得㗎。咦？唔助跑都好似喎！馬上就命中咗。好，係啊，波就中咗，犀利啦！好啦，咁啊後面有幾位先？ 睇下會唔會有2個機會落嚟？好啦，咁啊，等一等啦 ，OK。睇埋後面呢位，繼續。呢個好似又有啲機會喎，仲有 ，OK。後面仲有2位。哇！你係咪練過啊？你咪就完 ，OK。仲有位小朋友。嚟，中場嗰射波，我哋仲係冇中過啊。 剩餘嗰4位仲可以射多1次，好啦，剩餘嗰4位射多1次，係，剩餘嗰4位射多1次，係，咁啊睇你會唔會有啲咩運氣啊？第一波中㗎啦，睇會唔會今日連中2個先？你咪差啲啦 ，OK， 呢個球。 好啦，仲要呢位朋友，你又望晒，好啦，再最後一位，最後一位各位嘅小兄弟，嚟，好先啦，好啦，咁啊，大家都過嚟，大家過嚟啊，啱贏咗嘅呢位朋友，過嚟，傾下偈先，我真係，我咁多場咧，我都第一次見到點情況，阿全啊！ 你平時會練過㗎？點樣練㗎你？求其寫咁你話練過？練都要求其寫。阿全哥仔，嗰啲掌聲係10成5000蚊就得嘅中場射籃。OK， 幾位朋友，麻煩你講過嚟。我知道，我哋比賽後頒獎啊，幾位朋友，我呢有份禮物咧送俾你哋嘅。OK， 咁咧就今晚咁樣嘅。 我哋咧而家咧呢個嘅國際文化演藝中心咧，咁咧就馬上咧，我哋要啱睇到啦，嗰個有葉世榮同埋黃貫中嘅演唱會嚇，有演唱會。咁咧接落嚟咧，我哋呢個環節咧就叫做致敬經典搖滾歌唱光輝歲月全場合唱環節，係啦。咁啊請你幾位成歌之後咧，每人唱一翻一句。 歌詞即唱嘅話，每人送多個我哋由國際體育文化演藝中心禮物所送出嘅禮物俾大家。係啦，係一個紀念嘅筆記簿嚟嘅。嚟咯，識唔識唱啊？識你啊！嚟，跟住歌聲嚟。 你唔識冇你問下位。 東站嘅 B 出口。粵港澳大灣區嘅小時交通捷達，咁出面咧都有個 ASEAN 嘅購物中心啦。咁希望大家咧都咧可以咧係開完之後咧係去到我哋購物中心裏面咧係 shopping 啦。跟住落到嚟咧，咁有呢個嘅世榮啦，同埋呢個黃貫中嘅演唱會啦，希望大家哋可以繼續關注啊，可以去到我哋嘅公眾號咧係買飛嘅。好啦，咁放大聲先，當飛水樣一齊嚟交飛下嚟。好了，那大家呢现在是可以看一下，留意一下我们的大屏。我们的大屏幕上面呢，将会呢是出现我们的二维码，扫描了我们的二维码，关注公众号后台回复抽奖就可以参加我们线上抽奖，送出呢我们限量版的纪念衫，还有1封信的纪念品，并且呢我们在蓝文字影片里面有很多的演出福利。係啦，希望大家而家就可以攞出手機嚇，可以攞出手機關注嗰個二維碼，關注上面嘅二維碼，係國際體育文化與藝術中心嘅二維碼，好多獎品啊！喺後台回覆抽獎兩個字就可以啦。現在呢可以去關注我們的二維碼，然後呢就可以進行3個獎。
Getting ready for the second half here inside the Foshan International Sports and Cultural Center. It's a battle between the Macau Black Bears, who are up by 29 points over the Wolf Warriors. Jotsulit and Noel Zarate bringing the action from China. Noel, what happened in that first half?
Well, the Macau Black Bears happened. That's all. They just played their game, had four guys in double figures. You hardly actually felt that Anthony Tucker was a factor in that game. He's not even among those 4 guys in double figures.
Wow.
For the Macau Black Bears. He has 8 points, but how about a total of 12 assists already for
12
Anthony
assists.
Tucker? Right. He hasn't really been shooting as much as well, you know, just 1 attempt from 3. He has 2 free throws, and he has 3 of 6 from 2-point range. That's Anthony Tucker's number. And if he can score 8 points in the first half, and his team is up by 29, then there is something really, really wrong with what's happening here with the Wolf Warriors. I mean, nobody's even broken into double figures. Mike Belt's got 9, and Tez Patterson's got 9. You also hardly felt the 9 points. Everybody's a minus here for the Wolf Warriors. They got to stay aggressive. If they can be falling behind by 29 points in one half, they could definitely overhaul it, but they got to start real quick.
That's right. And in that first half, the Black Bears had a total of 20 assists and 10 three-pointers, and they open up the third quarter with another one. In fact, Noel, the 10 three-pointers in the first half were evenly distributed.
Right.
5 players with at least 2 makes each.
And that's the 11th one. Of course, they're probably going for that record that the CLS Knights made the other day. There's 22. They're halfway there right now. And to think that the CLS Knights did it against them, and if they can get that back right now, well, that's going to be really sweet.
One thing they're also dominating is the rebound count. That board gives Ryan Watkins a double-double. It's also the 24th rebound of the Macau Black Bears. And how about the rebound tally of Ryan Watkins? That board is his 6th offensive rebound, and
That's
he has
right.
4 defensive ones.
So he's like approaching Andre Drummond type of numbers in this game, and he's not even breaking a sweat doing it.
Liu. Now it's Chai. Defense there to bother him. Chai Chen missing. Rebound taken by Tucker. I wouldn't be surprised if Tucker finishes the game with another triple-double.
Yeah, but it's going to be a poor man's triple-double the way he's performing on offense. But Ryan Watkins knows that he's the biggest guy out there. You know, he's 6'9", same height as Mike Bell, but he is playing like he's 6'9" in there, especially if he has a guy like Tess Patterson trying to guard him in the post. Look at this. He sealed him from the other side, and Tess Patterson had no chance.
Again, that's what the Wolf Warriors are missing as they opt for a smaller lineup. Talked to the general manager, David Shu, before the game began. They're trying out a more fluid running lineup. There you see him in the back of Coach Matt Spellman, who has a lot of problems that he's hoping to solve here in the second half. Lead of Macau growing and growing, more so because the Wolf Warriors are losing possessions.
How about only 3 turnovers for Macau in that entire first half? They're trying to make this a clinic right now in front of the fans here in their stadium.
That's just a crazy assist-to-turnover ratio.
Right.
In that first half, 20-3.
Yep. And in the other side, you know, only 6 turnovers for the Wolf Warriors, but it felt like a lot more the way they were being blasted out of the building.
Well, we were really amazed by the 65 points that Macau put up in 2 quarters. How about 9 points in only 2 minutes here in the third quarter? They haven't slowed down a bit, but Chai Chen looking to get going.
Chai Chen, he's the guy who needs to be the focal point in the post. We all know that Mike Bell is not really a post player. Tess Patterson has really shown any aptitude in the post. So it's got to be up to Chai Chen to establish that.
McKinney really wanted that to fall. Couldn't do so. Patterson to Chai. Bell getting involved. Now they reset. 16 on the shot clock. Bell against Watkins. Steps back. Jumper, no good.
And when he does that, he's the tallest player on the floor. Nobody there to pick up the rebound. And that's just going to be, if he doesn't make the shot, it's going to be a sure Macau Black Bears basketball.
Would you say that it's Bell who really has to adjust the most with the departure of Curry?
Well, I would think that he has to play 3 positions right now instead of just 2. He's trying to play center, but we all know he's not a center.
You're bothering Tucker enough to force the turnover. Patterson ran into the defense, but he had a plan and he came through with it.
Chai Chen almost got the steal that time, but Tess Patterson, he has to establish why he was the import of choice brought in here by David Shu and Matt Skillman.
He might have to take more shots in the first half, only took 6, made 4 of them. But again, the Wolf Warriors, they need an ultra-aggressive import right now who can take over a game.
And this is kind of inspiring music as well. You got the theme song from Enter the Dragon playing in the background. Everybody's going to try to be Bruce Lee in this one.
Watkins, one-hander, no good. Patterson, the board. Will take that ball up the court, passes to Chai. Using his body, turn around, fade away, off the glass, sweet move.
So there's a guy who got inspired by the music. Turning himself into Bruce Lee, Chai Chen, back-to-back baskets for the Wolf Warriors.
6:20 remaining in the third. McKinney being bothered by Patterson. Courts play. Mike to the corner, Nathan Liu. Back to McKinney, good defense there for Liu. McKinney! Patterson had ball from behind, but there was a lot of body contact.
That's right. You know, the shiftiness of Mike McKinney is something that's really on another level in this league. I don't really see another import of his position, at least. He's playing 2-3 that can actually be as shifty. You know, guys like O'Darian Bassett comes into mind, and the new import of the CLS Knights as well, Doug Herring. But this guy is legit when it comes to the shiftiness, and that's what, foul number 4 already on Tez Patterson.
And that's why he takes a seat back on the bench of the Wolf Warriors, being replaced by Chris Shentu. Now a much smaller lineup for the Wolf Warriors.
Want to see Chai Chen posting up, try to establish, try to make Ryan Watkins work a little bit, but he's not doing that right now.
Yo. Leaving it for
nice.
Bell, beautiful pass. And what a finish as well for big Mike Bell.
One of the best ways to pick apart his zone defense is to look for those little seams. That's exactly what the Wolf Warriors did.
Tucker using his body. May have gotten continuation if he made that, but just rimmed out. Take a look at it one more time. Zhening Liu crossed the attention of the defense, and he waited for the perfect moment to drop that off to Mike Bell. Fantastic play.
As again, you're exposing the defensive weakness, if any, for Ryan Watkins, who's not really a true rim protector that time. A little step late, but that's actually good offense there by the Wolf Warriors. Let's see if they can do it again. Their next thrust.
And Leung making things happen. Now he draws an offensive foul on Ryan Watkins. Illegal pick is the whistle. That's going to be foul number 3, I believe, on the center of the Black Bears.
That would do them well if they can actually get Ryan Watkins out of the game. Force Macau to play small as they are playing small.
Bell. Watkins gives him space. Oh, that's a shot that Bell, we've seen him knock down.
Yes.
That jumper, but it just hasn't been falling here in this game.
But again, it's a new court. This is the first time that the Wolf Warriors are playing here. I mean, they've played before in Nanhai, but
Watkins.
this is a different court, yeah.
The hook shot is good. 34-point lead for the Macau Black Bears.
We got to make Ryan Watkins work a little bit more. That was pretty easy on the post for him.
Chai backing down his defender. Liu getting involved, way off of that three-pointer. McKinney leading the break. Tucker. You see how easy he makes basketball look?
Well, you know, he's finally in double figures. Anthony Tucker is finally in double figures, and they're still up by, we need a calculator, 36.
Liu misses the 3. Tucker has 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 14 assists.
Wow.
Watkins, no good. And Shentu with the board. Wow, a 36-point game. And, you know, with the Black Bears, it was quite surprising, especially that loss. To see a lesser, Tucker to Watkins, the mid-air connection.
I don't know if they're going to give an assist to Anthony Tucker on that one, but that was sweet.
Oh, and that's definitely an assist. 82-44. One more look at it. McKinney started it with that hustle play, and Tucker and Watkins, they finished the job on the break. 82-44. It's been all Macau in this evening.
Here's a break now, all right?
Take care of the ball.
Make a pass, make a pass.
Get in the trigger.
Wide open drill. Okay, or if he stands up or slip, then you slip. And they switch. Okay? This is what you run the whole time. Okay? And you both give me enough fucking pressure that they lose the ball because they are giving up. Okay? We on 12. Alright?
Thanks for watching the 9th season of the ABL. It's been an incredible game, especially for the Macau Black Bears. They're up by 38 points right now. They're running, they're getting shots and points from floaters, three-pointers, highlight plays like this one with the break, Tucker leaving it for Watkins. And this is happening in a 5-game ABL game day.
That's true.
Earlier, Saigon defeated Malaysia. Happening right now, San Miguel Alab, Pilipinas hosting Mono as Mike Bell looking to wake his team up.
A great find on that cut by Mike Bell for the reverse jam.
One more look at it. Chai Chen feeding the big man, and Bell went up. All business, slammed it home.
Well, for Mike Bell, you know, he's got to be able to get everybody else involved as well. It can't all be him right now. He's been taking most of the shots, especially now that Tess Patterson's on the bench.
McKinney, fake pass, Lumpur, good, plus the bonus.
So many weapons for the Macau Black Bears. That's why you sort of wonder how they actually lost 3 straight games, and not just lost 3 straight games. The first 2 losses were blowout losses that they experienced. One of them, of course, was at home as well against Hong Kong. Then San Miguel Alab, Pilipinas also beating them. So it's not every day that you see the Black Bears with a 3-game losing streak. And with the way they're playing right now, you sort of wonder how that happened.
3.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd period. Shentu, glide step off the glass, that's good. We're seeing an exchange of 3-point plays.
Chris Shentu, we did mention his energy. He's also very feisty. That time became very creative as well, using the left hand.
It's one of the moves that we're seeing new age basketball players pull off a lot.
Yeah.
You know, that very, very long Euro step. And remember the progression of that. Before, we just had a simple side step.
That's true.
And then Manu Ginobili brought out the Euro step, which was a bit more shifty. And now it's what I call the glide step, because it seems like they're really gliding.
That's a good word. And interesting, you know, Manu Ginobili made the Euro step popular. He's not even from Europe. He's from Argentina.
That's right.
The guy from Europe who actually made a shot very popular before was Tony Parker from France with the teardrop.
Yeah.
And we hardly see the teardrop. We call it a floater right now in modern day parlance. But with Tony Parker and the teardrop, we saw a lot of even centers trying to perfect that, trying to get the defense a little off sync with that kind of a shot. I mean, Chris Shentu has just shown us the Euro step and the floater in one move.
I remember the time when the teardrop became the fear drop.
Yes.
They were starting to call it the fear drop because you pull it out when you're running towards a bigger defender and you don't know what else to do. Out of fear, you just throw that ball up.
But again, you know, when Tony Parker developed that, and a lot of the other guards started following suit, it was a fear moment for the big guy because it looked humiliating trying to block a teardrop and you're drowning in midair because that shot was already over your head. There's nothing you could do about it.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show how basketball continues to change, and a lot of it is because of the development of players.
That's true.
You know, even rule changes, Noel. Remember when there was a time they changed the rip-through, they called it.
Yeah.
They started calling it a foul because players found a way to use it as a tool.
That's true. But at the same time also, with the FIBA rules also establishing a step 0, which is being used in a lot of professional leagues also around the world. That step 0 allows you to get one more step that makes it a longer process for you to be able to get that Euro step to go.
That's right. You can use it as an advantage. Imagine, this is what it does. You can actually take 5 steps with one dribble.
That's true.
Because you use that first one, go 1, 2, use the dribble, and then you have 3 more steps.
As long as you don't palm the ball while you're doing it, because they're going to call you for a dribbling violation. But again, that is the evolution of basketball right now. And I'm not also surprised that the three-point record in the ABL has fallen this season with the trend of everybody shooting three-pointers. Blame that on analytics, by the way, because analytics has already deemed that the three-point shot is more effective than the two-point shot, even if it's a lower percentage shot.
That's right. Steal there for the Wolf Warriors. Leon leading the transition attack. Oh, that's another display of shiftiness. Did not even need the teardrop to pick up the floater.
You know what, Judd? What this big deficit is doing right now for the Wolf Warriors is they're developing their confidence as individual players as well, especially the locals. We saw Chris Shentu earlier, and now we see Jenning Leong pull this one off, pretty similar to what Shentu did earlier. So they're also showcasing why they belong here in the league. They're probably being spanked by a big margin right now, but there's a lot of talent to go around here in the ABL. Wolf Warriors have that. The cohesion, that's a different story, though.
That's right, and the new rule in the 9th season of the ABL where imports are down to 3, no more heritage imports, and a bit more lenient in allowing locals to suit up for their home countries.
Which I think is a great rule.
Yeah, it really puts the focus on locals.
Right, right. I remember a time when Saigon actually had 2 imports and then a heritage import, and then they had another American, Viet Levy was playing, Viet Arnold was actually playing for them, so that was amazing.
What's amazing though, Noel, is 90 points and 87 points. I believe that's 90, right? Oh, sorry, it's 87-56.
Yeah, they'll get to 90, don't worry about it.
They for sure will, as we have 1 full quarter ahead.
Well, they could have gotten 90 right there. But that three-point record looks like it's going to be a little safe right now. It was at 11 at one point. Not really much added to it by the Macau Black Bears. You know, going back to the CLS Knights as well, you know, they scored 22 three-pointers in that win that they had here against the, or the win they had at home over at Surabaya against the Macau Black Bears. Then they scored 18 three-pointers against Formosa. You're talking about 2 teams that are probably title contenders, and the CLS Knights, not even a 500 team, sets records on them. And Matt Skillman's thinking, what do I need to do to be able to get into that level as well? You know, get a 3-game winning streak coming into today. We all know that the CLS Knights do have a game ongoing right now over at Surabaya. But can they make it 4 in a row? They have a 5-game homestand. And for the Macau Black Bears, they're almost unbeatable at home. There's only been 1 loss, and that was against Hong Kong Eastern just a few days ago.
That's right, and you know, for the Wolf Warrior, it just so happened that they bumped into a super potent Macau Black Bears that's already angry and very, very thirsty to get back on the right track. And after getting demolished by CLS in a surprising manner, 27-point loss to the Knights, and then a 24-point loss to Hong Kong at home. You know, that 7-point loss against Alab could have been much bigger had they not made their 3-point shots. Now they came into this game, we've had enough, and they just let it out on the Wolf Warriors.
And they want to also show the fans who have come to this new building that, hey, you know what, we can make this new building a home of champions. And this is, again, I can't stop talking about how beautiful this facility we're in here right now. And it's great to have a FIBA Asian Championship right here in this building.
Like a Tom could not end the Black Bears quarter on a good note, but what better ending do you want? It's a 29-point lead for them right now. We have 10 more minutes of action, and it has been Macau basketball. It might take more than a miracle for the Wolf Warriors to get back in this game. We'll be back with the 4th period in just a bit.
Parating na yata si...
round 2. Yeah. Hey.
Yep.
Ryan Watkins and the rest of the Macau Black Bears, they can afford to smile even with 10 more minutes remaining in this game, as they are up by 29 points, 88 to 59.
Well, some cause for concern here, Judd, is they're up by 29 points, yes, but they were also up by 29 points at the half. They allowed 23 points, which is the highest output so far of the Wolf Warriors in this game, and they only scored 23 points in that third period, which is their lowest output. So they can't fall into a hole of trying to, relax. And they allowed the first basket in the fourth to the opponent. So they have to put their foot down and say, we want to win by 50. We want to send a message to the rest of the league that, you beat us once, beat us 3 times, we're going to come back with a very, very big win.
Well, that's the response of the Black Bears. Like Anto being fed there. All he had to do was go up for that layup. Sun Hefeng. Well, he was the one who got the first bucket of the fourth quarter, but that time loses the ball.
Well, this kid is going to get a lot of playing time here. Definitely one of the guys that came from abroad, actually studied abroad, and suited up here for the Wolf Warriors. If I'm not mistaken, he's from Fresno State. And seeing action here for the Wolf Warriors, that's going to help them moving forward. But the thing is, wow, what was that?
You see how, you also had a good shooting night against Alab Pilipinas when they played in the Philippines just the other day.
Yeah.
Scored 12 points, continuing on that. Well, a bit of luck too. You bagged that in.
Yeah, you don't call back on a Sunday, that's for sure.
Sun rejected by Lai. 2 seconds remaining. Shento has to put it up. A little bit strong off the glass.
I want to see Tess Patterson ask for the ball more. I mean, he was open twice on that offensive thrust. Never saw him, and they come up empty.
Lai out to McKinney. Mike to the corner. Ma from deep. No. Patterson with the rebound. McKinney trying to take that ball away.
See what this guy can do.
And there's just so many Black Bears chasing that basketball. Shentu in charge of setting up the play. Goes to Patterson. Tez hobbled by foul trouble. Sun rejected by the rim.
Well, got a break there. Mike McKinney's going to be called for a foul on his offensive rebound. He's going to get to the free throw line. Now, this guy's about 6'9", 6'10" as well. We're talking about Sun. So he has the size. He just needs to figure out what his role is in the team right now. Because now that with Eddie Curry not with the team, Sun can actually get more minutes in that center position. He's a legit center.
Now reminding you that it's a busy ABL day. Again, earlier the Saigon Heat defeated the Westport's Malaysia Dragons. As this game is being delivered to you, we also have 3 other games ongoing.
And for Westports, that was a 3-game winning streak that was snapped. And, and that loss against Saigon.
The CLS Knights hosting the Singapore Slingers. Hong Kong Eastern hosting the Formosa Dreamers. And it's San Miguel Alab Pilipinas hosting Mono Vampire in the Philippines. Zhening Leung out on the break. Not getting the finish. Bell with offensive board. Patterson, easy lay-in for him.
Black Bears got to be careful here. There's a little bit of a run being put on by the Wolf Warriors.
Still a 29-point advantage though. Tucker, 7 and 12. I don't think there's been a 29-point lead that was overcome.
Not in this league.
Quarter.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because imagine, Noel, it's already tough to score 29 points in a quarter. In fact, in this game, the best scoring quarter of the Wolf Warriors was that third period where they scored 23.
Yeah.
And then you also have to play defense and not allow the opponents to score. That's just a little bit too much, especially when Anthony Tucker is working some magic on that floor.
But for Matt Skillman, he can look at the film of this game and pick out, all right, there are a lot of positives. Believe it or not, despite the fact that they're down by 30-something right now, there are a lot of positives that they can get from this game. Individually, a lot of players shown. Sun showing that he can actually play center a lot. We saw some flashes here from Patterson, what he can bring to the table, and when Mike Taylor actually gets better, that could be a formidable lineup right there.
Absolutely, you know, as a team, when you're struggling, the best thing to do is to learn.
Right.
And to build and build and build.
I forget his, the famous golfer who said he learned nothing from his wins, but he learned a lot from his losses.
Yeah, that's right. You know, criticism is also good. Even
Right.
when you're winning, I always say this, what do you do with a good job? You just put it in your pocket.
Right, right.
But then when you learn things, you're told maybe you can do this.
Right.
Maybe this is something you can look at. Then that perhaps makes you much better as a team, as an individual.
Right. Like traveling from Hong Kong to China for 8 hours today.
Yeah, that should make you better.
I learned a lot from this experience, that's for sure.
With his busy ABL game. Oh, Ryan Watkins getting fed by...
You know, if Anthony Tucker smiled more, he could probably find a job with the whole Harlem Globetrotters. With the rate he's just giving those assists away, no look, a la Curly Neal.
And that's going to be another three-point play opportunity for the Wolf Warriors. Tez Patterson, he's going to work just a little too late, but you have to understand is he's playing his first game in the ABL, first game with the Wolf Warriors, maybe still trying to gauge his role, how much of the offense and defense is he going to be part of the system, of course.
You know, there's only one diesel, supposed to be only one diesel on the team. That's supposed to be Mike Bell. He's the diesel on the squad. If Tez Patterson is also a diesel, then they have their work cut out for him. So I want to see what this Tez Patterson can do moving forward here, because there's a reason they brought him in. He's played in 10 countries already before coming here to the ASEAN Basketball League.
Well, that's what he can do. Attack and get a bucket. However, they're just facing such a big hole right now. Let's bring in some numbers, Noel. For the Macau Black Bears, 2 guys in double-double, with a double-double already. It's that man who got the steal, Ryan Watkins.
That's the guy who gave it away.
Points. Yeah, and 17 rebounds. That guy who took a shot. 13 points, 17 assists for Anthony Tucker.
He hardly felt those 17 assists. A lot of showtime as well with those no-look passes. But, you know, it's just another day for these guys, and this is going to feel good. Okay, you were up against the Wolf Warriors. They're 1-11 coming in, but a win is still a win, and an emphatic win is even better after you've lost 3 straight.
That's right. Under 5 minutes remaining in this game. Tucker goes cross-court. Designated shooter. Not this time. Patterson colors his 8th board of the game.
I think it stuck at 11 three-pointers made in this game.
They got to 12.
They got to 12, right.
Patterson against McKinney. The step back, the J. Rims out. Sun taking control.
Yeah, working hard. He's going to be a problem for the opposition once he gets going as that designated center.
Leung from the corner drills in a three-pointer. Leung now with 12 points to go along with 6 assists.
These are little positives Matt Skillman can work with right now. Sun, Leung, you got Shentu. Now everybody's starting to contribute here, albeit it's probably going to be a loss. But you can look forward to some positives, especially from the locals.
Now, the Wolf Warriors going back to Jennings Leung. This time he comes up short. McKinney in transition. Now that's a teardrop.
Mike McKinney, he's been doing that since last season.
And McKinney actually, you know, you don't hear his name as often as you did last season.
Yeah.
And you might, if you don't get to watch the games too often, you might say, oh, maybe he's struggling this season, that's why. And then you take a look at his averages, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. That's not a struggle.
Gaudy numbers, actually. I love this timeout called by the Macau Black Bears. They're still up by, 24 points, but any sign of weakness they show, they have to address it immediately.
Absolutely. It's a 24-point advantage for them. 100-76. The final 3 and 10 of this ball game we give to you after this timeout. Jenning Leung, one of the bright spots you were talking about for Coach Matt Spellman and the Wolf Warriors. However, how do you pack a 24-point, a lopsided loss, as you see Anthony Tucker's numbers? Always so impressive. And the 13 points, that's actually way below his average.
That could actually be a season low for him at the rate he's going right now.
Yeah, you're actually correct. And imagine, well, that's not even half of his average.
Right.
And yet his team is up by this big.
I still don't see him perspiring, though. So he's just having a great time getting everybody involved, getting everybody confident enough moving forward. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than going up against the Wolf Warriors here at home.
I truly believe you that Anthony Tucker with 17 assists is having a great time. You'll never see it on his face.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I'm telling you, if he smiled more, he could get a job with the Harlem Globetrotters. Thing is, he doesn't smile. He's always intense. He's always all business. After the game, he laughs a lot.
Oh yeah, don't get us wrong. AT is a good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy
to talk to. But once that ball is tipped off, and before the final buzzer sounds, you'll barely see a smile on his face.
There it is, three-pointer number 13. Looks like they're not going to be able to get to 22, that's for sure.
Now, well, we have other games going on, and if you folks want to watch those, you can get it on StarHub in Indonesia, FPT in Saigon, video. Also, in StarHub in Singapore, video in Indonesia, 11 Sports in Taiwan, Mono in Taipei. Shit, to knock that down. RTM Sports also in Malaysia. And of course, for all over the region, Southeast Asia, there's Mono Max to catch all the action in and around the ABL.
Yeah, Mono Max is doing a great job. There's going to be a timeout called here by the Wolf Warriors. And you know what? Who else is doing a good job? Macau Black Bears.
A minute and 44 remaining in this match. And you got the Macau Black Bears up 103-79. That's kind of been the story throughout this entire ball game. And they made quick work of the Wolf Warriors. Imagine we started this game about 7:30 and it's not even 9 p.m.
No fouls, no penalty situation. Everybody's just been going through the motions. And for the Macau Black Bears, this is a great bounce back win for them after losing 3 straight. And they're going to be able to contend in the middle of the team standings right now. It's interesting how our team standings are actually shaping up, especially with the emergence of the CLS Knights, you know, becoming a contender there. You don't know who's playoff bound, and you don't know who's #1 as well.
Watkins adding to his total. He's got 29 points now, a lot of those coming from offensive rebounds. That guy averages 15 points a game.
Right, well, we had an extended garbage time special after the first half. So everybody's just, piling up their numbers.
If you could name one guy who was most impressive in this game, who would it be?
It's still gotta be Anthony Tucker, really. I mean, for him not to score heavily as he usually does, he had a 43-point game very recently, and he's not even hitting 20 points a day, and his team is winning by a lot of points. So I still put this on Anthony Tucker. I mean, Ryan Watkins had a spectacular game, make no mistake about it. But look at the opposition he was up against. There was no rim protector, no true center trying to stop him. So he's really going to bully his way to the numbers that he's getting. But for Anthony Tucker to score 8 points at the half and for them to be up 29 when Anthony Tucker just scores 8, that is a phenomenal game.
Now, going over to the side of the Wolf Warriors, your reaction initially to this new mix, is it this doesn't seem to be the right mix, or is it this unit might need a little bit more work?
I cannot. Oh!
Wow! Christian giving us a highlight.
Wow, Chris Shentu showing us the energy. He's up for more minutes, that's for sure. Going back to your question, I can never second guess my friend Matt Skillman. He brings in players for a reason. He's a noted winner in his coaching career. This is another thing that he's going to have to evolve from, but the time will tell whether or not he made the right decision with his player personnel.
Well, for now, they will have to settle for their 4th consecutive loss in this season as the Macau Black Bears bounce back from 3 consecutive defeats, taking a big 26-point win over the Wolf Warriors, putting on a show in this beautiful stadium, the Formosa International Sports and Cultural Center. Anthony Tucker leading the way with 13 points
only,
18 assists.
Yeah, but I believe player of the game's got to be Ryan Watkins, really coming away with that double-double, 29 points and a total of 18 rebounds, as well as these numbers are going to tell the story. Everything favoring the Macau Black Bears. Those 9 turnovers, they got a little sloppy towards the end, giving up, they only had 3 turnovers at the half. Free throw shooting impeccable, 3-point shooting, 13 threes. I mean, it's not close to the record, but you make 13 threes, that's almost guaranteeing a win. And for the Wolf Warriors, well, back to the drawing board for them. But let's see, this is a very intriguing mix of players that Coach Matt Skillman has put together.
For my partner, Noel Zarate, my name is Josué. Thank you for joining us today. There are other ABL games ongoing. Do head on to those to catch those. As for now, we're wrapping things up here in Foshan, China. The Macau Black Bears taking a 107-81 win over the Wolf Warriors.
好，也是恭喜呢我们的外援啊，这个和平的这个比奥德沃。